Are we still going to $45,000 for Bitcoin? Is that what's in the cards? The fourth quarter scheduled October bottom, in particular October 5th of 2026, about 5 months from now, is that still in the cards? Or are you living in this world, if you are a bear right now and you're still of that mindset where you're slowly starting to realize that something is not adding up, that we should have gone lower by now and we're not lower? Or are you just thinking, well, time's my friend and eventually we'll get there? Now, I'm not going to spend this video dunking on you if you're erroneously in the camp of the bears. But what I will say is that I want to just give you some advice for the future. And I also want to give you reasons to be hopeful that even if you do miss the boat and you're just waiting for the fourth quarter, that things are still, right now at least, well positioned for you to take advantage of what should be a very good, not 2021 or 2018, January 2018 level of excitement, but something that will be very good in terms of your returns on crypto investments. Okay, so you're wrong. All right, you are, if you were honest with yourselves, if we could go to February, early February 6th was the bottom for Bitcoin so far. And we were to ask you, those of us who are more bullish than you, we were to ask you, when will Bitcoin go lower? Or will Bitcoin be lower than it is right now, February 6th, on March 3rd of 2026, the day that you are watching this video, most likely. Maybe you're watching it a couple days later, whatever. What would your answer have been? If you are honest with yourself, your answer would have been yes, Bitcoin will be lower by May. I hope I said May earlier, May 3rd, 2026. And so now what? Well, I was wrong about that, but we're going lower for sure. We've seen lots of people, there have been lots of people I quoted, Steve, Crypto Crew University, who somebody else shared a video with me about him saying first week of April, absolutely. Another guy quoted saying, no, all right, not the first week of April, maybe more like the third week of April or something like that. We have Benjamin Cohen. Benjamin Cohen said that we were bottoming in April, that we're putting in a new low in April, not bottoming in April, but putting in a new low. And yet, Bitcoin is just grinding higher. And looking at things, here's the first thing that you can be hopeful about. Bitcoin just does seem to, I don't think that Bitcoin's just going to all of a sudden in May or June or July just explode out of nowhere. There is a mindset, sell in May and go away, whatever. I don't care about that. But what I do care about is that the summer is typically low volume, bore you to death. Just step away from your phone or your computer screen for a little bit and touch some grass, enjoy the sunlight. That's usually what happens in summer months. And so I'm not expecting anything explosive over the next few months. I would expect Bitcoin to stay within a tight ascending range. Maybe within that window that, maybe some of you are still calling it a bear flag, a 3-month bear flag. Okay. Sure. So maybe it's just going to stay within that window. And if that's the case, I've already presented on my channel, and here's, I guess, point number 2, charts that show Bitcoin is bullish against every top 20 crypto, except for Tron. And if Zcash is in the top 20, Zcash and I think maybe Monero, there were 3 cryptos in the top 20 that Bitcoin is not bullish against. The other 16 top 20, aside from stablecoin cryptos, Bitcoin's very bullish against those cryptos. So if Bitcoin is going to climb slowly like this, I wouldn't be surprised if XRP and Solana and BNB and Dogecoin, although Dogecoin's looking pretty good lately, a lot of those cryptos, I wouldn't be surprised if they were still kind of flat. So there's some good news that if you're waiting for the fourth quarter to buy, which you shouldn't be, but if you're waiting for the fourth quarter to buy, you may end up buying a little bit higher than you were anticipating. Okay, so there's that. What other good news do you have? I mean, here's some more good news. There's always going to be opportunities to make gains. If you're on the sidelines right now, there are several. Man, I've done a deep dive with these AI stocks, and not just the AI stocks, but everything that's going into this arms race that we're seeing right now. So my hope and my thought is that, all right, you're making gains in the stock market with some solid players. Micron, even though, Micron just broke out of a bullish, what's the word? Not a pennant. A bullhorn. It just did that. So that's actually a good place. SanDisk has gone parabolic. I mean, the Magnificent Seven is still magnificent. We're seeing a lot of infrastructure, AI infrastructure plays that are doing very well. And so I hope that you're taking advantage of that. So there's still good news. You can roll those profits into crypto at the time that you're thinking you're going to be able to do that. And I hope it works out for you. But here's the deal. Let's say that the bulls are right and we're not bottoming in the fourth quarter. And here's something you need to be mindful of. If that's right, knowing how this market works, the masses are waiting for October to buy. I wouldn't be surprised at all if sometime in August or September, it was clearly over as far as like any anticipation of the bottom coming. So be mindful of that, not financial advice. And I would encourage you to buy a little earlier than you're thinking. And here's one other bit of good news for you if you're a bear. Altcoins are still, a lot of altcoins are still very much unbuyable, even for the bulls, even for myself. So many charts, they're either flat or they just look like absolute trash, or they're still going down. And so they're still not worth buying. And so even for the bulls, okay. But, and if they're going to remain flat, they're probably going to remain flat for a while. So there's time. There is still time to wait for those. And then all of a sudden they'll start waking up. So what's my point in this video? My point is, even if you're a bear, yeah, you're not going to do as well as you're thinking you will. But I think there's an incredible opportunity ahead for you because, man, looking at where sentiment for crypto is right now, this is exactly what it needs to be for there to be something pretty phenomenal on the other side of it. And I'm quite convinced that that's what's coming. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you in